Welcome to our first draft in Magic Arena for the murders at Karlov Manor. So excited. Pumped, baby. Here we go. We're queuing up. Let's do it. Seats filled so quickly. I wonder what people are going to be kind of gravitating to. So we need to kind of keep a lookout for what our lane is going to be. I don't want to force anything. I know vaguely what the really strong cards are in the set, so I feel like I can be on the lookout for that. I need to be better as a drafter in terms of finding my lane, knowing when to pivot. I don't think Lost Caverns was the right set to learn that with, though, because it was very hard to pivot out of something once you got into it. It didn't seem like archetypes overlapped very well. Didn't feel that way anyway. But maybe I'm just making excuses for why I didn't do very well at Lost Caverns drafts, where I've done well at some other sets. All right, let's take a look at what we've got here. Illicit Masquerade. When it enters the battlefield, put an imposter counter on each creature you control. Whenever a creature you control with an imposter counter on it dies, exile it. Return up to one other target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Other target. Okay. I see. So if I have a full graveyard, I can use this to recur other things. That's a dual land. That's not good. I'm not sold on this. Land. Well, Galvanize might be the best card in the pack. I like that Illicit Masquerade. It seems like it needs a lot of setup, but I'm going to go with the Galvanize. So it deals 3 damage to a target creature. If I've drawn 2 or more cards, like a clue, it deals 5. At instant speed. All right, what do we got here? Bishop of the Bloodstain. This must be from the list. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent loses a life for each vampire. Okay. Next to a vampire. When it enters the battlefield, suspect up to another target creature you control. Whenever one or more suspected creature you control attacks, surveil. This can't be countered. That sounds like a good removal, but I don't know if I want to go into turn target face up creature, exile. Okay. I like the orangutan. So it's 2/3 for 2/2. Oh my goodness. Some good stuff here. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it deals a damage to each opponent. It's on the logo, y'all. Make your move, destroy target. Okay, Perimeter Enforcer, that's detectives matter. And this one's a big heavy hitter, double striker with disguise. I'd like to get something that makes a clue, but I'm not going to do it at the expense of everything else. Maybe I should just try this War Leader's Call. It's an Anthem effect. It's got, impact trimmers on it. Give that a go. All right. Absolving Lamazoo, flying 4/3. It takes away suspected, and then if it dies, I gain life. I suspect up to one other target creature. It's pretty good. Burden of Proof is good if we get some more detectives. Haven't seen a lot of detectives. I mean, I guess we passed some. Eliminate the Impossible is a board wide -2/-0. And it investigates. We can do clues. Innocent Bystander gets us a clue if we block something with 3 or more power. Let's try Innocent Bystander. Okay. Whenever you sacrifice an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on a crime novelist and add a red. That's pretty good. We need to get some more clues or artifacts. This one If it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control with power 2 or less. So that's that's usually in the black-white archetype, but we've got 2 potential cards that fit that. What are we? We haven't gotten a lot of artifacts. Let's see. Additional, you can collect. Does a collect evidence spell. It does a tappy tap. We've got. I think I'll just go with some more incidental artifact hate. Don't think we've started off strong, but we got a lot of red, so we know we're playing red at the moment. I'd like red blue more with some of these cards than some of the others. With Galvanize, Innocent Bystander. Okay. This creates a detective when the creature dies. You could really get a lot of benefit between the Felonious Rage and the Innocent Bystander. Might not be bad. When they sacrifice an artifact. So that's like specifically hate against my deck. Okay, that's detective stuff. Try the Vengeful Tracker. Got another Vengeful Tracker. Some Graveyard Hate, a 3/2 flyer. Maybe that's the way to go. Museum Night Watch could be pretty good. Get a 2-for-1 if it dies. Let's try the Museum Night Watch. And we get, let's see. And all right, turn target creature face down. Turn target face down creature face up. So that's a free morph or free disguise. Exile any number of cloak them. Okay. Ill-timed explosion's a good red-blue card. Haven't been doing Curse of the Gateway Express. When this enters, choose a creature you don't control. All right, so if I have a wide board state, if I attack, this could be very solvable. I'm gonna give that a try. I like ill-timed explosion too, but you know, it's got removal on it. It can turn into an anthem. Pretty. Should be doable. We could do this. We can do this, team. Hunted Bone Brute. When it enters the battlefield, target opponent creates 2 white. I hope somebody does that to me. All right, that's interesting. Hustle and Bustle. We can cast both sides of this. Split card. So that could be the mass effect we need. Red Herring is a clue that also has to attack each turn. Let's see. Would I rather have, I think the Red Herring might come back to me, but maybe not. I don't know. What are we missing? There's no blue in this pack. All right. We got a Shock. We got to go with Shock, right? I mean, maybe it won't be great against when a detective enters the battlefield under your control, or whenever a detective you control is to turn face up. That'd be great if we were doing more detective stuff. Makeshift Bindings, good removal. Maybe that's the way to go. Inside Source gets our board state a little wider. How many creatures we have? 8. take makeshift binding right now. I think this one's just fun. It's a fun name. Offender at large. Enters the battlefield, turn face up, and it gets a little bonus. So, pretty fun one. I can cast this for the white cost if we get wide enough. But we don't have a lot of creatures right now. We might want to wait on that one. Try Offender at large. Oh, we got a late Novice Inspector. That gives us a clue. Now we're cooking. I think that's what I'm going to do. Oh, okay. I have 1, 2. This is great. I mean, I wish I'd have gotten this earlier. This is terrific build around. This one too. My goodness. All right. White green's open. Red green's open. And we're getting a... So this one, whenever my face-down creatures you control deal combat damage, draw a card. Whenever a face-down creature you control dies, return the battlefield face up. So that like really incentivizes stuff like the Rift Burst Hellion. Whenever a face-down permanent you control is turned face up, put a +1/+1 counter on it. All right, so green, white, and red, white are open. This is a disguise card. Does it say face down creature? Okay. Little all over the place. But this one is, I mean, maybe it's not going to work in limited, but it just seems like such a banger. Hedge Whisperer. You may choose not to untap. Okay, so collect evidence for target. It's a all right. Yeah, we'll go with the Buried in the Garden. Buried in the Garden's more removal. 10th Street Gossip. Yes, please. And Crowd Control Warden. Some of that went by a little fast. So we got to figure out what we want to do from here. Case the Uneaten. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, gain a life. Gain 5 life. Don't have a lot of life gain. This is Detective Matters. This is a neat card, but it's got a lot going on with the guessing game. Combat Trick with a Investigate token and then Shock. I think Shock is where we go right now since we took that makeshift binding earlier. We need some of the dual lands that we... Oh, Escape Tunnels here. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this here Escape Tunnel. If I do go red, white, green... Oof. Do need that mana fixing. Wouldn't be mad about the Disguise Dryad. Okay. Treacherous Greed. Interesting card. Now almost everything. Now we're getting a little short chain. There's a little bit blue, but there's another Novice Inspector. Get a token thing going on with that, maybe. You may sacrifice an artifact or discard a card. If you do, draw a card, and it gets +2/+0. Reckless Detective could be good. I'm gonna go with the Novice Inspector right now. All right, another Sumala Sentry. Bite down on crime is good removal, but we have a lot of makeshift bindings, also good removal. See if we can't do something really in disguisey. Between the Yaris and 2 Samalas, we need some mana fixing. Okay. This can't, you got to tap something to, or sacrifice it. So it can't be your first land unless you have, well, it can't just can't be your first land. Took the essence of antiquity. I don't think that was a good pick, but I was trying to read it and it's there now. All right, so we have gotten the ability to go wider now, so that might make the crowd control warden better. Then convenient target, enchant creature. When convenient target enters the battlefield, suspect enchanted creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1. Return convenient target from your graveyard to your hand. So you can always be suspecting fools. I think I need to take the Topiary Panther here to help with some fixing. All right. Green Belt Radical is kind of the other side of what that... let's see. This could be cool for those... Oh. That went by really quickly. All right, Case of the Shattered Pack. We don't have all the other colors, so I guess we're going to take... We could take the combat trick or the enchantment that creates 3 creatures. We'll try that. Foreign Familiar is a disguised creature. I don't think it's going to make the deck, but what are you going to do? All right. Another Offender at Large. I'll take the Due Diligence. And a Bubble Smuggler to round out our first draft of the murders at Karlov Manor. Exciting. Can we make it happen? All right. So got a lot of... I'm hoping this runs a little bit slower than your average draft. It might be an 18-lander for us. So we're going to drop the Foreign Familiar at the moment. Let's see. What we got? Case of the Gateway Express can have an Anthem effect. Got an Anthem effect in the War Leader's Call. It also does the removal bit. So there's some good stuff there. Expose the Culprit. How many disguised creatures do we have right now? We have... So turn target face down creature face up. Exile any number of face up creatures you control with disguise in a face down pile. Shuffle that pile and then cloak them. All right. That could be good because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so I think we're going to have to shed the sacrifice artifact motif. Like the crime novelist, I don't think it's going to cook for this deck. That's more of a red-blue, so we're going to clear that. I still think the 1 Gearbane Orangutan, just as like, if I want to sack a clue, I can, and then make it a 4/4 reach, or I can come in and destroy an artifact that they've got. I don't think that's a bad thing to have, so we're going to leave one of those for now. But the 3-drop slot, I mean, like, I think drop that Make Your Move right there. All right. Innocent Bystander is probably a bad card, and I don't know, could be great, but it feels bad. So I'm gonna drop it. Red Herring I got because I wanted a clue, and now the Novice Inspectors just kind of make me clues, so probably better the Novice Inspectors than the Red Herring. That's like that 1 card from... All right. Galvanized, good removal. I like that Expose the Culprit. We're going to have to see what we think about that. So the concealed weapon kind of acts as a creature, but it doesn't actually play that well with the. Well, it gives the Somala Sentry a counter, and as long as the. Yeah, it doesn't get it. It loses some of its benefit because it doesn't actually get a counter on it. So I might stick to disguise creatures with that. See, like, this exposed the culprit with, like, with this Riftburst Hellion out, seems like it could be really nasty. Because the rule is, like, or the guidance is that, you know, you're not going to lose you're not going to have your disguised creature be eaten by another disguised creature before, like, 5 mana is on the board. But with this, you can cast out a big one, like the Crowd Control Warden or the Riftburst Hellion, and then all of a sudden it's like they get it. So, all right, 17 creature. I don't want to cut any more if I can help it, but I want to make 2 more cuts, maybe a 3rd cut to get the land. So let's get another land in. All right, so these are all of our creatures in the curve. Museum Night Watchman. Well, Night Watch is a disguise that also kind of replaces itself. I like that. So disguise creatures are. You're not disguise. That's a collect evidence card. Yeah, this one might. The V2 Ghazi Inspector might have to go. We got 1, 2, 3. That helps with disguise. And these are disguise enablers, these 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of those. And then our removal is a shock, galvanize. This is for Gates of the Gateway Express. We didn't get those inside sources, so we don't have as much ways to really go wide, right? So maybe Case of the Gateway Express isn't going to work as well as some of our other removals. So I'm going to pull that. I'm also going to pull. It seems like our 1 collect evidence card shouldn't be for a +1/+1 counter and a little bit of life gain. I'm going to pull the Inspector, and the Forum Familiar is not terrific on its own, but being able to, put a lot of counters on it as a disguised creature fits well with some of what we're doing, right? And helps the Somala Sentry. I don't know if that's a good reason to run it or not. Maybe we should just do without. When Forum Familiars turn face up, return another target permanent you control to its owner hand and put a +1. So it comes out when it's undisguised, it's a 2/2. If Somala Sentry's out, it's 3/3. So there's some meat there. I think I'm just gonna do without it though. All right. A lot in my 4-drop spot, but these are gonna get cast as 3s a lot of the time. I mean, this one too, right? So these will get cast as 3s. So a lot of action in a 3-drop slot. I mean, these will too. I mean, talking about all this stuff to do at 3. This will probably get cast at 2. You know, so the curve looks a little bit more like that. I could probably tighten this up and remove, like I could take out all the white and just put I don't know how I would, well, I want that War Leader's Call, but maybe and the Somala Sentry. Yeah, so I need a little bit of white sprinkled in. But I might have too much white mana in here currently. So I need a green to do the topiary, and I need red for a lot of my early play. So I'm going to drop this down 1. Go up. And I think I want to add another forest. But what would I take out? Spell. Have to be a spell. I'm gonna run it like this. See what we got. All right, and into the breach for our first game in the murders of Karlov Manor. I think I keep saying of. I guess it's at. It's location based. Or the fool eye. All right, and we got. I think we've got some good stuff here. We can escape tunnel into our white source. We've got red and we've got green. I mean, can't really complain about that. So let's go ahead and get it on out there. They're starting fast. Neighborhood Guardian. What's that one? Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield. Okay, so it can boost it up. It's probably going to drop on curve. I mean, it just drops this guy's creature. It's going to hit us, so... probably not going to block with our sentry. Right yet. But maybe they'll go ahead and remove it. Oh, that's a bomb. Ugh. Need to blow that up. Okay. Can we afford to cast Museum Night Watch for its disguise cost? Probably not. Jeez. I mean, just coming out of the gates, firing on all cylinders at the moment. All right. We may be a little too slow for our opponent at the moment. I really can't afford to play that out and do the flippies and all that stuff, so I'm just going to go ahead and, yep, do all that noise. Will. Maybe we can stabilize with our fleet of killers among us, killer suspects. All right. Make sure. All right, so they got to attack to do that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and block. The 10th hero can do this at instant speed. Yeah, so it's gonna go up to a 6/6 if we block it. But we kind of need to get it off the field. Let's see. Maybe an overkill, but it can pump itself up to 6/6, so I want to make sure it gets off the board. It looks like he's got a trick anyway. You can pump it up. Yeah, I think I just lose everybody anyway. I still kill it, so yeah. Even though he did that, he was going to have a bigger blowout, but now I'm pretty screwed. But we're going to try to make it happen. A lot of land this game. If I can come back from this, that would be pretty amazing. Ooh, a flyer in the air. Need my orangutan. Like now. Okay. Shoot the Griffnaut tracker out of the air. Okay. Wow. Drawing a lot of lands. Drawing a lot of lands here. Okay. I'm going to attack in with my Merfolk. Do I want to play any of these? Oh, it's a face downer. It's a face downer, everybody. Oh, not another one of those. Don't like it. Okay, well, we've got very little choice. We're going to block with our goblin. All right. Well, this did not play out. This whole scenario didn't play out how I had. But this aggro thing is just so. Yeah, they got off so fast. I really can't do everything I wanted to do. So that's something to note. We could still end up winning this game, right? It would be white. Nope, can't. Defenestrated Phantom over the top. Got me. Good game. Got beat up by a fallen ghost. Got thrown out a window. All right. What should we do then? Probably maybe some of the disguise mischief is just too slow against this. Maybe it was the, playing the War Leader's Call that slowed us down, and we should just put another disguised creature in, double down on it, put something like Gearbane Orangutan in. Innocent Bystander actually would have been good there. Let's see. Or we could put in another crowd. Take out a War Leader's Call as much as I like it. And, I think War Leader's Call for a little while kept us... Didn't really keep us in the game, but it was notable. Maybe we should just double down on what we're trying to do on our strategy. Do it like that. Put out more disguise threats. Let's see how that goes. We have a lot of disguise and disguise payoff. So if it doesn't work, then, it's probably my fault. But we all, look, we almost came back. We were down early. Maybe I should have blocked earlier on some things, but that 10th hero is just, that hero, the 10th district, is a absolute bomb. There's just no ways around it. All right. Don't have a play until 3. I don't know if that's going to be fast enough. Don't feel great about it. But we got to play at 3, so there you go. Oh, mill. There's collect evidence business going on. All 3 mana sources hit the deck. So in Khans of Tarkir, you'd play your shitty morph out first. They all have Ward 2, so I don't know if it's going to be helpful, but I'll go ahead and get it out there. If they have something like a makeshift binding, then it would cost him 5 to cast it on my disguised creature. What trick do you have? I'll let it go. Cast something. Okay, they're going wide. I feel like I need to take lands out of this deck because it's just like the amount of lands I'm drawing is pretty nuts at this point. Let's see. So next turn I can attack in, and it just makes a big difference on how they block, right? Those dryads would be really great. I wish I'd have picked them up, but they came around before I had gotten some of the disguise payoffs. Let him on in. I can do all the disguise business, or I can... Okay. All right. So if they, depending on how they block, I can just go ahead and, so I'm going to turn him face up. Eat his evidence collector. Ramped up a lot. I got a lot of lands now. All right, so I hit him for 4. Next turn we can even turn up the Riftburst Hellion. If they come at us and try to crack back, I mean, we're hitting them for 11 at that point. Got their own Morphosword. Hitting me. So we can't crack back for everything that we could before. But, you know, I mean, we've got valid attacks. What could they turn into? Let's see how they block this. All right. Ooh, that was a good beat for us. We're going to choose... I chose Merfolk last time. I'm sure they were watching. Or wasn't streaming. Merfolk again. No one suspects a Merfolk. So the downside of taking... I mean, like, taking out the War Leader's Call seems to have eased up our curve a little bit. Getting more things on the board, right? But the, you know, obviously those were 2/2s before. And our Merfolk was a 5/5. You get a lot of blockers for, I mean, it's 5 mana, but, so it's probably not worth it. Uh-oh. Flyers, not something I'm great at dealing with at the moment. Galvanize can deal with it, though. Galvatron can. send in. Suspected. Ooh, not so sure. All right. I could have gone in, cashed in, and done the damage, but I think being able to attack with all three of those dudes, those possible suspects there, without them wanting to block any of them is good until we get the killing blow in. I mean, next turn they're gonna have to. They can't really come in at me right now. So my goblin is suspected. So, oh, wow, I wish I had that earlier. All right. So my goblin is suspected, so it will take 2 of them to block him, but he can't block. That's the way that whole story works. All right, let's see if they try to double block. I'm coming in. Goodbye, case file auditor. That merfolk is a killer. All right, sacrifice. If I do this and I get blockers back, that could be interesting. So I could do that instant speed, and if I feel like, I mean, I don't think there's much threat here. I think we're pretty well ahead. But I could. All right, concession. Huzzah! Huzzah! One and one. Would have rather not lost any of them, if we're being honest. But what are you gonna do? What you gonna do? Certain cards we haven't really seen. Haven't seen the vendor guy that helps pop people up. Kind of good mana spread though. All right, so let's go. Let's keep. Turn 1 novice. Spector. Attack in. Am I interested in cracking that clue? I don't think I need to be so impatient. Patience is a virtue. A surveil too. That's pretty cool. It's 2 lands in the trash. I hope I draw my land next turn, because then I can just attack in, or with the, with the disguised creature, and just get silly amounts of value. Okay. And I got it. All right, so we want to go in. I wonder how this will work with the night. I guess it probably doesn't do anything. Yeah. So I just get it. It's just face up now. Tin Street Gossip. I need some of my more disguisers then. Crackling Storm. Oh, that's that vampire. When it enters battlefield, suspect one other creature. Whenever one or more suspected creature you control attacks, surveil. Okay. Cool. That's a very neat card. Don't have a big problem with it, but I think I will galvanize the shit out of it. And I'll attack for 7. And that dog's so sad, and I hate that. That's making me sad. I don't like it. Got a lot of mana, so maybe he's got a big bomb coming too. I need to draw something good. Oh, it's gonna kill. He's gonna collect evidence, and all right, that kills my Yaris. Didn't get as much value out of that as I would have wanted. Let's go ahead and draw a clue. I haven't seen any artifacts on their side, so all right. So we'll attack for 3, as is our right by law. 10 Street Gossip, and Escape Tunnel for turn. Loxodon Eavesdropper. I can makeshift binding that guy. I don't know what they do next. Yeah, if they're gonna Voltron him up, I sure hell am. No problem. No problem. Why didn't I do that? I should have. Forgot to crack my tunnel. Good game. Well, I like the way that played. Not gonna lie. I think I don't think we had enough action on the board against the... That's a black-white aggro deck. They didn't play any black cards, but yeah. Anyway, second win. Feels good. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it rolling. Like to get the payout from my coin expenditure. The task is to go infinite. I've been saving all my coins, saving all my gems, all my pretty pennies. Don't have a green source. Do I want to keep this? Might be a risk. Maybe I should have tried to get all my sources. This is a pretty good limited hand. If I get a green now, Escape Tunnel will work. Escape Tunnel will work. Green source. It's my turn again. Okay. So we're going to play Zamala Sentry. Now they can play stuff like Extract a Confession right now because I've only got one creature on the board that does. Oh, they're going to land cycle. Okay. I mean, they can play Extract a Confession on their turn, I guess. I don't know if it's an instant or sorcery. I'm assuming like all those other dumb edict effects. It's an instant, but I could be wrong. All right. We got Sumala on the board and the sentry of them. Ooh, that's cool. Sample collector. When you do, put a +1/+1. Okay. So that's pretty neat. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out our Yaris. Sit tight, and we can play Essence of Antiquity. Pretty funny. They'll never get through. They murdered him. Cold blood. Sickening. I think I'll play the Museum Night Watch out. And no blocks. I will play the Museum Night Watch out, and then no. Let's see. And I'll flip it, and we'll do some countery stuff. We've got evidence 8. Target opponent discards 2 cards. Do I want to go ahead? Yeah. All right. Bane. That long goodbye is good stuff. Now I get just a 2/2 detective out of that. That was not a win for the old man. I'm just gonna cast. I mean, I know you lose the. I don't think I'm in a place to do a combat tricks stuff. That could just keep them from getting in for a long time unless they got another kill spell. So. Put up a wall. I think so far I've lost a lot of Yaris and my Somala Sentry, so plan does not go according to plan with the amount of removal that they have. They've gotten oh, I guess it was just an attack. No, they had to cast something. No, let's see. Murder and the long goodbye. What was that? Desist. Okay. Wow. That hurt. That really hurt. Okay. Let's see. Do I get greedy, or did I just go for a 5-mana 5/5? Let's get... Sample collector is nasty with this collect evidence deck because they are just smashing us. All right, let's see. Gambling. Rambling, we're gambling. Not what I wanted to see necessarily, but hey, whatevs. Did that for basically an extra +1. Probably a mistake. Well, they can't beef up the collector as much anymore. Collect evidence 3 that's a negligible amount. It's what a 2 mana 2/3. Oh, it's a 3 mana. Okay, it seems that seems how it should be statted. Just a bad beat for me. All right. She looks innocent. Guilty or innocent? Innocent. The Death Touch edition on this here. Okay, well that's what a bummer. All right. Well, there we just got a bunch of blockers. For 5 mana. Yay! Probably should draft it Inside Source or something. Alright. We will have to block everything. We can kill at least one, right? I don't know if that does much good right now. Top deck. All right. Yeah, a little late. And we'll concede out. So good removal on some of my better stuff, my build arounds for disguise, and then everything else just went so slow. Let's take a look at what we might be able to do to address such things in the future. Make Your Move is maybe better than, I mean, it would have worked there. Case of the Gateway Express. Just don't feel like we're keeping creatures on the board long enough. Gearbane. I don't know what we can. That's the only other removal we have is the Make Your Move, and the Make Your Move might be actually playable. I mean, compared to Buried in the Garden. Not that we got to play it. Let's see. We haven't seen a lot of that. So I think I mean, the creature. Maybe not that creature. Maybe the V2 Inspector is better. That 1/3 stat line is not very good. Maybe the Gearbane, another Gearbane Orangutan. Or go Concealed Weapon. Keep, of course, that doesn't, when a face down permanent you control is turn, okay. Lose a little bit of value on that, but it's still pretty cool. That due diligence worked out super well for that aggro deck that came at us earlier. I'm gonna take out the Vengeful Tracker. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working. Or I mean, we haven't gotten play. Go back with our War Leader's Call. Even though that's on 3. Maybe that's the wrong. We need more 2 drops. We need more things to play on 2. That's going to come in at 3. I think Innocent Bystander could be good. Better than I thought it was going to be. I guess you could bounce something to protect it for 2. It's not bad. Just doesn't play well with some of the other things that we've got going on. I'm going to try the case of the Gateway Express. All right, got to win two more games. The case. We're on the case of the Gateway Express. Don't have a game to spare, so we're gonna go bananas here. All right. Got a lot of mana fixing in this particular hand. Find out if we even use it. Escape tunneling early. Cool. Let's see. What I do? We can do the land cycling thing. We'll do that instead. Make them think they can drop a 2-drop on my turf. They do not. Another red source, maybe. Okay. Play out. I should have gotten another green source. In case I want to just cast a 6/5 trampler at some point. So I can cast this and then pay the ward cost to take out their disguised creature. Play out another disguised creature. I'm gonna go ahead and get out my 10 Street Gossip. And next. Oh, okay. Cool. Gonna get a detective. That's a pretty neat use of that. A little less conversation, a little more action. I should have escape tunneled for my green. That's a big old boy. All right, should have escape tunneled for another green source so I could cast that panther right now. Be more threatening, so to speak. Let's see. All right. He'll make another detective. I mean, I guess he's probably, maybe he's going to or they're going to felonious rage this too. They were posturing something. Got him for 4, and then we'll cast out our novice inspector. Zap him. Lightning helix, oh. Oh, you fancy. Gotta block the crook right now. Oh. I'm never getting rid of that. So cool. All right. That's could be kind of nasty. So it's a 6/6. Of other, so it's a 5/5. Yeah, so I think I block the inbound detective with it if they come in. Instead of trading. Outwitted at every turn. All right. I just gotta play it out there because I'm dead on board. So gotta play it straight. So he's got a trick. No. All right. Not a good rate. A 5-mana 4/4. Not doing super well with my disguise stuff. Wow. All right. Bad luck so far. Can't attack in. Basically on a 2-turn clock. Just if they got anything else too, I mean, it's pretty much done. Let's see. Maybe we'll draw something neat. All right, there you go. That's game. GG. I mean, not a good game for us, but, you know, good game in general. So, there you go. And a clue. And a clue. All right. Well, that was our first draft at Murders at Karlov Manor. Maybe we were being punished for saying it wrong all of those times prior. I hope you enjoyed this video. We're going to have more draft content from the Murders at Karlov Manor coming to you so soon. So stick around for Off Meta, and until we meet again, think Off Meta.